Hello everybody, Steffi here from The Makers. Sorry, I'm saying this with such a little grin, and also I'm just noticing I can see a camera in the top of my oh, can't believe it. Oh, it's probably all gonna be the wrong. Anyway, don't worry about it because I'm here and I'm here to make a teddy bear with you. That's the first thing I need to say. But I have just totally impressed myself because last time I tried to stream this, I couldn't actually do it, and because the cameras were bust, and I have actually got one camera that is bust. And I also just need to say to Alicia to mute me because I can hear myself in my ear, please. So that would be good. So needle felted teddy bear, only 2 days late, but hopefully you've got everything in front of you to do it. So I'm going to show you what you should have if you have bought our kit, which is a small kit, the teddy bear kit. And you should have in there a whole load of wool, which you need to make the teddy bear. This lovely sort of, I love this color. It's such a lovely sort of soft golden color with that beautiful maroon color, a little bit of black for accessories like the eyes, and then of course you get your glue-in eyes as usual, the glass beads with the pins, and the red wool. There's enough to make a cute little heart there like that. And this is the teddy bear that you're making with me today. And now I'm going to impress you, right? Because I've set this up all by myself in less than 10 minutes. And this is the overview. I think this is the new overview camera that I had a spare, which I've just set up all by myself. I keep saying that because I'm very proud. And please work now. It's not going to work. Okay, ready? Are you ready? Oh, am I ready? Yes, I'm ready. Go. Let's go. Ha ha! Ha ha! It's there! Look, I did this by myself. This is a new camera. You have no idea how that has stressed me out now. And it's so close. Look. So close. There. Okay. Yes. Excitement over, but that's basically. Oh, have I just nudged this? I think I might have. I'm just going to push this up a tiny bit because it annoys me that I can see it in. Maybe I shouldn't mess too much because it's very fragile. It might come down at any point because I haven't really. Oh no, it's still there. Anyway, let's move on. There is one other thing that I can do, and that is lower the other camera. So I might do that in a minute. Right, so yes, so apologies that this is late. I did have technical problems, but as I said before, this is nothing to compare to what happened 3 years ago when we started out on this exciting journey of doing live streams for you guys. And don't freak out anymore. I don't get hissy fits. I don't cry. That's another thing. I don't cry anymore. When things don't go right, I don't scream and I don't shout and I don't. I remember we used to have notices lying out saying, sorry, technical problems, because we had absolutely no idea how to do anything. And I did all of this. I started all of this out on my own. And then I got teenage help. That's always good. And I will mention Will because he's been brilliant. I've just spoken to him on the phone and he talked me through it. So yes. Anyway, let's have a look closer up what you get in the kit. So you've got the eyes, the wool, and the teddy bear, and then of course you've got your instructions, all important. So it's actually quite amazing how something like this is what always amazes me, turns out into this. How is this even possible? You know, you've just got these very few ingredients, and of course you get your felting needle in your kit as well, and you get your little felting mat, which I haven't shown you, and a set of felting needles which are here. So they come in a little envelope like that, and that's all you get. And out of all of this comes that. Needle felting is truly magical. So let's start you out with this on this magical journey. And I also just wanted to say a very, very big thank you for helping me. It's not been my months for technical stuff, but also for helping me feel better, because I indeed made 2 foxes with the last live stream, having to pre-record it and not pressing record. And the lucky winner, this is one of the foxes that the lucky winner will get, and I believe it's Karen. And I'm going to take this with me tomorrow to the headquarters, and it will be posted out to you. So thank you for all your kind and encouraging words. They do make me feel better, I promise you. So we've got lots and lots. I've got so many things to tell you that I wanted to say some of them already. And let's just have a little. Oh, I tell you what I first do. Let's have a look who's there. So having all this excitement going on, I don't know how many people have stayed with us, but we have got Vicky there, Kathy. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Mavis. From South Africa. Oh, nice. I don't think we've had many people from South Africa. Heather, hi Heather. Diane is there. Elaine, Ellie. Oh, Ellie, you made it! Yay! Sharon, Vanya is there. Carol, another Carol. Gina is there. Oh, Carol became a grandmother. Congratulations, Carol. Nothing like having a new baby in the family. Love my babies. And we have got Alison there and Sherry. Oh, from Tennessee. Hi, Sherry. I'm not less excited if you're watching from the UK. It's just that because it's slightly later in the UK, I was hoping that more people from across the big pond can watch us. So yeah, that is really nice. Hi, Fiona. Hi, Mary. Michael is there. Hi, Michael. Dawn. And probably some others will be joining us. But let's get cracking with the teddy bear. And I'm going to start at the beginning of the instructions. That's always a good idea. Oh, no, I was going to share some other stuff with you as well. So let's do that first. So first of all, let's talk about the next live streams. Get these out of the way. So you can expect next week we are going to make the Crocus Fairy together. And I am actually just adjusting the camera if my voice has slightly gone a little bit further away. We're making the Crocus Fairy. It's not actually. No, these are not upcoming live streams. Oh no, yes they are. Upcoming live streams. I'm getting confused because the sub box is on there. Of course, it's the sub box revealing. Oh my goodness, how did we get to the 28th of February? Well, we're not there yet, but in 2 weeks we will be. So we're going to open up the sub boxes together, and I've got something to say about this. And then there's also the Swan tutorial, which you can have got plenty of time to get your Swan kit, because that is now available to purchase from our website. So, big moment. Oh no, I've gone the wrong way. I've gone the wrong way. Okay, going back to another, and the next sub boxes are, oh dear, this is going to take forever. Please don't leave me. I promise you I'm going to make this right. I turned the flipping camera the wrong way, haven't I? Oh my goodness, honestly. Okay, upcoming March boxes are the Moon Gazing Hare, the Surprise Box Make-Along, and the Bunny Fairy. So we've got a new idea. This is another test. Okay, let's see. Oh no, I'm giving up. Okay, either you are leaving me now because you absolutely hate this, or you are in stitches like I am. Stay there. I'm doing it while I'm looking at it now. Okay. This is what I do every time I go into a live stream. So now you see this live, because I have to adjust the camera to make sure that I've got the right things and not the wrong things in there. It's always a bit of a jiggle because I knock it all the time when I'm not live streaming, and I'm obviously doing the shittiest job on the planet tonight, so apologies everybody, but I will get there. What's in there now? Nothing. That's it. Done it. Okay. Just me missing. Right. Whew. So we've got a new idea about our surprise boxes every month. We are going to turn the surprise boxes into a make-along surprise box. That doesn't change the contents of the boxes. It just helps you to get inspired and have more ideas, but also to help other people to maybe decide to get signed up for the surprise boxes, or better still, buy a one-off, because we've made all of our sub boxes available as a one-off purchase. So we do this towards the end of the month, so we're not spoiling anybody's surprise. But if you feel that you want to maybe just get that one box, then at least you know what's in it, and you know the value for money that you're getting. And what's better, you've got a live stream to maybe have something that you can make all ready to go with it. Right, sorry, I've just knocked that as well. I need to put that right. So we're starting with next month with a March box, which we're actually calling a make-along box. But I've revealed sort of, some of you will know because the newsletter has gone out to our subscribers tonight. it will tell you that it is a landscape in pink that we're going to make together. That's not what you have to make with a box, but it's a suggestion. It's just an idea of what you may want to make with a box. Okay, right. I'm going to start with the teddy bear now because I need to calm my nerves by just stabbing a little bit and keeping you amused as well. So here we go. Okay, this is still in the right place, so that's good. So you have your colored wool for the teddy bear, and you split this into 3 equal portions. Now, when you do this, don't fret that it's not exactly 0.1 gram exact. It needs to be a rough split. It's not that scientific, okay? Just feel it, and then that looks about right. So I'm going to split these into 3 equal parts, and now I'm going to put 2 parts to one side, and I take 1 portion and start winding the wool in from the end. So to do this, you have to sort of straighten the wool out first of all to then wind it back in again. And what you want it to be about 6 to 7 centimeters wide when you're winding it in. So if you need a tape measure, we have them here on our instructions. So it's about 6 to 7 centimeters. So that means when I wind my wool in from this end, I'm going to make sure I'm folding the sides over to get that rough size along it, because that's going to be the body of the teddy bear. Have you noticed my pink cover of my felting mat? I had it already last week because I thought pink is a nice color for Valentine's Day, and then it all went completely belly up. Could have said another word. So when you wind the wool in, you get to the end of your wool, which you fold over and get that nice and smoothed over as much as you can. And then you take your felting needle and you just stab these last few wispy ends into the shape that you've rolled up. And that holds it together. You've got sort of like a little brown sausage here now. Looks familiar, like something completely different. And then you're going to start felting this shape so that it looks a little bit like the basic body template, which you find here on the instructions. So this I want to make fit into that as much as I can. If I look at this shape, it's slightly tapered at the top and slightly broader at the bottom. It's flat at the bottom and round here right at the very top. So this is what I'm aiming for. So let's make the bottom flat. Make the bottom flat by stabbing into it. It's always better to have a slight inward curve rather than stabbing it so that you stab into the edges again and then they become rounded. And then I'm going to make the top by going over the top, all the way over the top. Keep turning it, stabbing all along one side over the top and then down the other side. And that will make the top round, and all the while you're shaping it, you're also firming up the shape. So this is where you want to go with this shape. Now if you think, hang on a second, I'm having a bit of a deja vu here, I swear I've seen Steffi make this teddy bear before, you probably are right, and that is because this was the exact same project that we did together with the Liver Trust, British Liver Trust, 2 years ago. So this is the same bear that we used as a fundraiser for the British Liver Trust. It's never been a public tutorial, so you could only watch it if you had bought into the whole Craft a Bear If You Care fundraiser. But as it's 2 years, I think we're okay to use this now as a new tutorial just for the makers. So if you're watching this live on Facebook, then you can obviously comment and ask questions. I've got Alicia in my ear. She can feed things back to me. If you're watching this anytime afterwards, not live, and that could be on YouTube or it could also still be on Facebook, then obviously we would love for you to give us thumbs up. Certainly share what you've made from a live stream with us on you can go onto Facebook and tag us on Facebook. Our Facebook handle is @themakers with 2 s's.co.uk. You can also join our Every Wanna Maker Facebook group. We just ask you to answer 3 questions, otherwise we can't allow you in. They're not bad questions. We're not asking you anything that is terrible. And then the final way to share your makes with us is on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is @themakers with 2 S's. You can tag us, and if you put it on your Instagram story or wherever, we can also share it on our story. You're not putting it on the story, you're making it a post on your Instagram feed. Right, now I've got sort of a more shapely body here. He's a little bit more skinny. If that is the case and you want him to be exactly like this, remember it's not science, it's not maths in any way or form. This is all a bit sort of rough estimations. You can always take a little bit of the set aside wool, wrap it around and fatten him up a little bit that way, and then felt it down again. So there are so many ways to correct what you're making in terms of needle felting that it's almost impossible to go wrong. It really, really is. And that's the message that I often say to people, and they often don't believe me, but it is absolutely true. It's really hard to go wrong with needle felting. Because you've got so many opportunities to put it right, and even if it doesn't look exactly how it looks on the instruction sheet, by the time you have made your little creature, you will fall in love with it, and that's good enough. That's always good enough. Right, so I'm going to leave that shape there, just rub it a bit and get rid of some of these holes that I've made with the needle. And I'm going to move on to the next shape. Now this is a very, very classic type of needle felting where you make lots and lots of shapes and then you put them all together. So now you're going to take another 1/3 of the wool that you've put aside, and you're going to roll another piece of wool exactly the same way as you did before. But this time you want it to be about 4 centimeters wide, so that the width here is only 4 centimeters. So I'm rolling this in exactly the same way as I did before, because this is going to be the head. And I'm going to felt the wispy ends down as I did before, just to secure the shape. And I'm going to look at my template at the back. I'm going to see how I need to shape that shape now. So that will help to look here. And there's the head. So I need to felt this down quite a bit to make it fit in here. Now the head should be really, really firm, because there's a lot of stuff happening with the head. You have to add the eyes, you have to add a snout. What I'm going to do is, right now, I'm going to use my 3 needle felting pen. Alicia will be absolutely delighted that I'm using this, because it really, really felts down very fast. What you have got to remember is that you don't have to use 3 needles. So you can take 1 needle out. 2 needles always works much better than 1 needle. In fact, it works twice as quick and twice as fast. That's the same thing. Twice as efficient. I don't know, can't think of another word. If you're using multiple needles, obviously it does go faster, but it also hurts a lot when you stub yourself a lot more. So don't do that. Just be mindful where your fingers are and where you're stubbing that tool. Remember, don't take your eyes off whilst you're felting. Keep it on your work, and so if you're watching TV, or if you are getting distracted in any other way, stop stabbing if you have to take your eyes off the mat. So that is definitely, I'm telling you now, that's the best piece of advice you're getting tonight, because I do know what it feels like when that needle goes into your finger instead of into the wool. And many of you probably have had similar experiences, no doubt. So that shape shrunk down really quickly. Look at this. It's not far off, but there's quite a lot of squishy air in there. So as long as there's air in your shape, you can felt it. That's sort of a rule of thumb. You can felt it down a little bit more as long as you have got scope to get the wool squished more together. Then you can felt it more. And this is how the head will be attached. So you've got your base here and the head there, and that's how they fit together exactly like that, as it shows you on the template. Go back to the page now. So I'm going to fasten this head on very briefly. It's not going to be solidly attached like this, but I'm going to fasten it on by stabbing into the head part and into the shape at the same time. So I'm catching the head fibers, I'm holding the head down quite firmly, and I'm stabbing it at the same time. In the my needle goes into the head and into the body all at the same time, and that is how you get your shape attached. It's almost like you tack it on rather than firmly felting it on. You're just tacking it on. That's one way of how you attach shapes. There are many other ways, but this is what we're using here with the teddy bear. So other ways are where you've got one end of your shape unfelted, and you sort of enclose the other shape around it. This is only what part one of securing it, and I'll show you in a minute what you do to fasten it on a little bit more. So once you've got this shape, looks a little bit like a toadstool right now, then you're going to split your remaining portion of main body wool into 1/3 and 2/3. So you this is almost done it already accidentally. So it's 2/3 and 1/3, and you take into 1/3 and 2/3, and you put the smaller amount aside for now. So this is the smaller amount. I'm going to put this. Oh no, hang on a second. I've skipped a whole. Take the reserved 1/4 pinch of the head wool. Oh, I didn't do any of that. Okay, well, anyway, I was meant to take some of the head wool away to put to one side, but like I say, we're flexible with needle felting, so I've just taken a little bit of the leftover, the 1/3 of the original leftover wool. So just to reiterate, let me just do this properly, in case you are watching this and not making along. When I used my second 1/3 portion of wool, I should have taken a bit of wool off before I was rolling it up into a head shape. That little bit of wool is what I'm using now, but I didn't do it, but imagine I did, okay? So this is what I'm using in this next step to completely firmly attach the head to the body. I must get into the habit of reading my own instructions more thoroughly, but hey-ho. Yes, like I say, February doesn't seem to be the month for getting things right for me. Yes, it can only get better from here on. But let's just have a little break and just see what people are commenting. So let's have a look. We've got... Alicia's sharing lots and lots of things here. What's happening to... are you still all good seeing me? Because I seem to be stuck when I'm going across to the other page. So do let me know if everything's okay. Jane says hi. Better late than never, says Jane. Somebody's laughing. Alicia's laughing because Katrina needs to control herself. At least twice as much as a single needle. I know that for a fact. Yes, it does. I want to see what Katrina has said. So I want to laugh too. I need a laugh tonight. I can tell you that for nothing. Okay. Oh, I can't find Katrina's comment. That's so annoying with doing these lives on Facebook. I literally cannot see what's happening. Anyway, moving on swiftly. I'm going to tease you a little bit today with the new kits that are coming. I know some of you are waiting desperately to buy them, but I am going to show you these on the overhead camera. So here we go. We have got new coming. Our little Highland Coo. Moo. Yeah, the horns are made from silk clay, and you will needle felt this around wire. So that's a new kit, a new small kit coming. Stay here for a minute. We've got a little hoppity hop bunny coming. This is a super easy, super quick, super cute little kit. I don't know, it won't lie on its side. Oh yes, it does. We have got coming, busy Mr. Mole. Well, is he busy? Yes, you can bet, because he's got a mop and a bucket, and he is doing the spring cleaning, and we're not gonna stop him either, because if he does it, we don't have to do it. So you get this super cute little bucket with a handle, and you get also a super cute little mop that goes with Mr. Mole, And you can decorate his apron. That's something you make yourself. You make his glasses, and of course you make the whole Mr. Mole as well. Leave that out so you can see. I'm so excited by these new kits. And then ahoy, ahoy! Who's this? This is Mac Mouse. Yes, I'm not gonna look under his kilt because that's rude. But anyway, he has got a nice little tartan hat on. He has his spawn. He has got his tartan kilt on, and he well, I'm being very stereotypical here, but he's got very red hair. So a proper Scottish mouse, ready for you to make. And then we've also got coming a little round sheep. How cute is that? So I think we're sort of heading in the direction of Easter just about. We've got the bunny fairy coming out in March. She's absolutely adoring. You get to make little Easter eggs. Have Mr. Mole tidy up your little seasonal table. And maybe you've got a visitor from Scotland and he's brought his Highland cow. And then you just need the bunny and the little sheep, and you're all sorted. You've got your story all ready, and it's all going full steam ahead. So let's have a look at them from the front. There's the sheep. I loved making that sheep so much because it's such a quick project. I absolutely loved it. There's the little Highland cow. I do love him too. Look, he's so cute. Hello. Little bunny rabbit. Sometimes it's the simple things in life that make you happy, and he's definitely a very easy make, but very effective, and why not make lots of them? And then there's Mr. Mole. He has actually got the cutest look with sort of a bit of a pink dusting around his eyes, and if he looks at you from like he's looking at me now, it's so funny to look at him. I wish I could show you that, but he just looks up at you like over the rim of his glasses, like let me get on with my spring clean, and his mop, and there's his little bucket that he needs to obviously refresh the mop in. I'm so excited by this. And then there's our Mac Mouse, and he I think he looks quite nice. So okay, moving on, going back to the teddy bear now, because I think we need to I need to show you how to finish off fastening the head on. So you've got a little bit of wool, you don't need very much, that you're going to fold over both shapes, the head and the body. Smooth it down but don't tear it. Keep it quite taut but don't tear it. And you're going to fasten that sheet that you've laid over both shapes first on the body. So get that fastened on. It's a technique that I've used in lots and lots of projects. I do like it. I think it's a really good technique. Fasten it on all around the body first. So leave the wool for the moment unfelted on the head. Just get it down so that the wool is felted down on the body. And then you're going to sort of felt at an angle from the head down into the body, so that you're not exactly making that very stark line between the head and the body, but it's still there and you know it's there. But just get the wool felted on by stabbing along the head into the body, fastening the wool on, doing this all around. And once you've done that, then you can follow the line of the body more, so sorry, of the head more, so where you can literally go around the neck and felt the rest of the wool onto the head. Now if you've had any cracks or unsightful bits on that head, they will all be taken care of now. And I would definitely do that with a single needle rather than with a multi-tool, because you're literally just felting the wool onto the surface rather than trying to firm up the shape a lot. The main thing fastening the head onto the body is that it literally goes like a T-bar, rather than going that way. You get quite a high, tall head if you do it that way. So nobody said that they can't see it all happening on Facebook. When I look on Facebook now, I can see a stuck camera, but I'm assuming everything's good, otherwise people would have been shouting and letting me know that something's going wrong. You can ignore all of what I'm saying now if you're watching this anytime in the future when it's just a tutorial on our YouTube channel. Do tell your friends to subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you don't know that we do a YouTube channel, go and check it out, because we've got hundreds of videos on there. We've been doing them regularly once a week for the last nearly 3 years. And yes, we did indeed. And at the beginning, when we first started, we did them twice a week. So that was, yeah, so there are hundreds of tutorials, tips, unboxing. If you want to see what past makers boxes were, you can certainly look at those as well. And then, of course, we've started doing fairies every month as well. So there's a whole collection of fairies that you can make with us as well. Right, so now let's go back to the instructions. So I've done... the teddy will now be about 9 centimeters tall. Shall we check it? Oh my god, you wouldn't believe it. It's actually 8.5 centimeters, so that's not bad. Make sure you keep the base flat. I've done that. Split your remaining portion of main body wall into 1/3 and 2/3. So this is what I jumped to earlier, but I wasn't ready. So 1/3 and 2/3, and put the smaller amount aside for now. Doing that, there's my 2/3, and then this larger amount I'm going to split into 4 equal parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4. It's really hard to sort of tell you how to portion the wool out unless you weigh the wool and go into really precise measurements. It's not really necessary, because even though I've made both of these bears, you know, one is a bit skinnier, one's a bit fatter, one has got longer legs, one has got stumpier legs. It doesn't really matter, to be perfectly honest, because even if you have the exact same amount of wool, you can still make different shapes, so no point. Now what you're going to do is you make 4 shapes that should be the same, and these shapes are made in exactly the same way as you have done it before. So you roll this up into a sausage, and it needs to be about 5 centimeters long and 2 centimeters wide. So that means that the length, this will be 5 centimeters, and they will be about 2 centimeters thick. So you roll it up like you did before. You can do this on your felting mat, rolling it up like that, like a little sausage shape. When you're ready to close it, just give it a couple of stabs, measure it, it's about right, and then you're going to felt. You close the sausage with your coarse felting needle, mind your fingers, then work it all over a little. I'm doing that. At one end, flatten out the shape as though you're squashing it. So I'm going to do this here. I'm squashing that end, flatten it out, make it a flat end. So lift it off the mat, felt it from the other side as well. There, doing that on one end, so it's really flat. Can you see? It's a flat, it's tapered. And then the opposite end of the leg needs to be felted into a flat, blunt circle. So then you do this end here, you stab into it, straight into it, and it will shrink down a little bit as well. But that's where you're going to put all the pads on later. And if you think that I'm going to put 4, 8, 16 pads on my bear, it's not going to happen, I can tell you this now, because it's way too boring to do that. So I have done it many times, as you can tell. Ta-da! But this is what I'm doing now. I'm making that part here, is that, like a little stamp. So I'm felting that down, because I've got to add the little pads. Well, don't have to. You have to. Later. And one end is flat. So this is what's happened. You've got a flat piece, and then you've got a blunt piece, and there is a template for this as well on our instructions. And here it is. There you go. How about that? Perfect match. Okay? And you make 4 of those, and that's going to be boring enough to do. But whilst I'm making those, I will talk to you. So I'm actually really loving covering my earth mat with different pieces of felt. Now these felts we obviously sell. So if you wanted to do that, then keep your earth mat free from fluff. You can do that too, or I'm doing it often because it's a more contrasting color with whatever I've got on the top. But yeah, so have a look. We have got a whole collection of different color felt sheets, and they'll come in very handy, those felt sheets. You could even cut a little strip off and give your teddy bear a little scarf. You could make a little waistcoat for him, because there's a little tutorial. We've done it for mice, you can do it for teddy bears, and absolutely no problem. So yes, we love these. And then of course you can also felt onto them. On the 3rd of March, it's International Book Day coming up. You could make bookmarks from it. It's definitely something we haven't got in our collection yet, and it's something I want to do at some point. So maybe that is like a could be a surprise box make along that we theme around maybe bookmarks just for some time in the future. And so yes, so these felt pieces we love because we do use them for landscape pictures, but you can use them also for clothes. And I'm gonna have to take a drink of my tea now. Still here, just down my mug, my hug in a mug, teddy bear mug, specially chosen for today again. And I'm going to felt another 2 legs now, which like I say, I'm really sorry, but that's the boring part when you've got to do more than one. So that's 1 and 2 done now. They need to be the same, so do compare them. Rolling up another leg and closing that up. I think it helps if you roll it quite tightly. This wool that I'm using, by the way, is a dyed wool. It's our mountain sheep, dyed mountain sheep, so it's not a natural color, but for the teddy bear it just gives it that really lovely sort of golden color, and we really like it. Oh, I tell you what else I've got. So this is important actually, because you haven't got much time to jump on there. We are going to we're going ahead with the Zoom leopard workshop, and here it is. So we are going to do the face-to-face one the weekend before the Zoom, but you have until Monday, which is the 20th of February. You've got until Monday the 20th of February to sign up for this. There are definitely limited spaces. We're not taking more than 6 people. And the reason why we put so much time pressure on it is because we need to post your pack out. Now we have actually got a scale, a fee, what's it called? A sliding scale. I think it's a sliding fee. So £260 buys you just the materials, the Zoom obviously, Joan's expert tuition and help. She will also try and record it, which can be a problem just because of computer storage. And so you would have access to that if she manages to do that, but I'm not going to promise it. It does not include any tools, but there is the next price category up is £290. It's not doesn't show it here. It's £290 that gives you all of the tools, because you will get, I think it's 4 different sets of felting needles, and you also get some hand carders, a set of hand carders, which you will need. And the third price category, which is £310, also gives you all the tools, and you get an A5 felting mat as well. So this is not in person, this is via Zoom, but you do need to be quick. info@themakers.co.uk, and if we can get 5 people, a minimum of 5 people, a maximum of 6 people together, or by Monday, the 20th of February 2023, it will go ahead. So if we can't manage this by Monday, we decided not to do it because it was all my fault. It's always my fault. not to action on this earlier because I've been so incredibly busy. I just didn't have the time to get it organized sooner. And but anyway, we've done the exercise now, and if we ever have to do this in the future, if this one isn't taking place, at least I know what might or might not work. Right, I've done 4 legs while I've been chatting. So remember, you can also still sign up to our face-to-face workshop. We've got a couple of spaces left. Again, it's only a small group. We're not taking more than 8 people. And that one is face-to-face. The accommodation is not included, but maybe you want to bring a friend, and then you save yourself £50 between the 2 of you. So all the options are still open, and that obviously is on the weekend, the 3rd, 4th and 5th, whereas the Zoom is on the 10th, 11th and 12th of March. Right, God, I'm getting really hot here. I've got the heating on and I can't reach to switch it off. But anyway, I've got 4 legs, which is the next thing that's, I'm just going to check back into, yeah, for me, on my thingy here, my camera is still stuck, so which is it's not a problem. I can see all the chats here, well, most of them anyway. So so Alicia says, I personally love to use the felt sheet covers too. Have a white one for when I'm using white, so other colors don't get on it. Keep it in a plastic bag to stay clean. The brushes to clean the earth mats are extremely in demand. I think we've only got 2 left in stock now, so if you want to grab yours, then now is the time. We are waiting for a new supply, so it's not like they won't come back. You might just have to wait. Oh, Diane says your weekly YouTubes kept me sane during lockdown. Thank you, Steffi. This was at the very beginning when everybody was stuck at home, and we all wondered what on earth was going on. Will last year's holiday mouse return this year? Oh, I don't know. She might. She might. Don't know. Haven't thought about that. But we certainly will have the. You can definitely buy the downloadable PDF instructions, so that is always possible if you wanted to do that. I've been wanting to join this group for ages but didn't, says Fiona. Oh, you did now, yay! I also want the little book and sunglasses. Oh, I think, yes, that's something else for another day to talk about. Right, let's keep going with the teddy bear because we've got lots to do. Okay, so now I'm going to attach the arms and legs, and I will do this with the new overhead camera, which I installed in case you've forgotten. And here we go. So we have got teddy bear ready, arms and legs ready, and now what I will say is, if for whatever reason, and it does sometimes happen, you've got sort of some of the limbs are slightly more like the others, so I think these 2 are the most alike. I think then choose them to put them, say for example for legs, and put the 2 that are the most alike for arms. So basically pair them up. That's what I'm trying to say. And then all you need to do is you're literally attaching them by laying them on the side of the body like this, and you're stabbing the flat part against the body, and you're stabbing that into the body. So this is how you're fastening on the arm, okay? And you do want the arm to point forward, because that's where you're going to put the pads later. You are going to put the pads later. I'm not. Here we go. So stab it on, fasten it on, that's it. And then you're going to do the same with the other arm on the other side. So make sure that it's in a similar position. Stab it on, get it on, job done. That's the arms. For this you could use your 3-needle felting tool. It will definitely work faster and quite. So now you've got arms on your teddy, and now you need to do the same with the legs, and you're going to do this so that they are on the side of the bear. So don't get them underneath, put them to the side where you imagine the hips are, and get it stabbed on same way as you did with the arms. And again, the legs need the part of the foot needs to face forward, but you do want the bear to sit on this part that you kept nice and flat, so don't put the legs underneath. That's sort of a common mistake that people could easily make. So they're by the side of his body, not underneath. Yeah, get them felted on. So now you've got your bear with his legs. That one is a little bit longer. If you've got a longer leg, you can make it shorter by just stabbing along it and shortening it a little bit. I think I've just put this leg too far to the back. Pull that forward a bit. There. That'll do. And he is sitting. Yay, he's sitting, so that's good. So now we need to make some ears quickly. So you've still got bits of wool left. You just need 2 very small amounts. And you can actually do this literally by laying the wool flat on the mat like this. And you can shape it just by stabbing a semicircle into it, the size of the ear you want it to be. Fold the fibers from the outside in. You don't stab very deep into your mat because you don't want to fasten the wool on so firmly that you can't actually take it off. But as soon as you've got a kind of an ear shape, you tease it off gently, turn it round, stab it from the other side, and then you repeat that same process. Notice that I'm holding on to one side of that ear, because that's a really good way to hold on, but also we don't want this to be felted. So holding on to it stops it from getting felted, because you're not going to felt anywhere near your fingers. So you just keep doing that. Turn it over, stab into it, turn it over, and make one ear. And then when you're ready, you're going to make another ear same way. So the less deep you stab, the more you just felt the wool to itself rather than into the felting mat, especially when you get the shape established. So there's one ear, and now I'm going to do the other in exactly the same way. So all I'm doing is I'm holding onto it here, and then I'm going to stab a sort of almost like a horseshoe shape that stays open. Fold the fibers on that outline inward. Stab it down. As soon as I've got kind of an ear shape there, I'm going to lift it off gently, stab it from both sides, and you repeat that until you've got a nice flat disc there that looks like an ear. And always compare it to the first ear you've made so that you are heading for the same size. That's looking good. And once that is done, you're going to take, it's optional, you don't have to do that, but you can actually put a little bit of the red wool that you've got there to make the heart and some of the markings on the bear. You can take a tiny amount and put it inside the ear, just for a little marking, just to have a little bit of a offsetting color there. Mark that ear, and it gives it a little bit of depth. So there's one, and then do the other one as well. Just stab it in very gently, and you've got your 2 ears. So now we're going to fasten them on by using these wispy ends. Spread the ends out and then sit them on the sort of the corner on top of the head, and then all you do is you stab around that wispy base of the ear to get the ear felted on. That is another opportunity if you need to work on the head. Make it a bit smaller. Remember, I've used a lot of wool because I didn't split off the wool for the cover that went over the head and the body, because I didn't read my own instructions. Stab into the imaginary ear hole. That sort of brings the ear forward a bit, and also if you stab into the edges, and then you repeat this on the other side. So there's the ear on there now. Repeat this on the other side. There. The challenge is always to get the symmetry going. So get the ear on first. Don't worry too much about the position of the ear. You can manipulate it quite a lot. Just get the ear on so you don't have to have your fingers anywhere near there right now. And then work on the shaping of the ear and whatever you need to do with it. Stab into that imaginary ear hole. Stabbing all over. It looks a bit weird at the moment because our teddy bear hasn't got a snout yet. It's going to come in a minute. And to add the snout, you're going to use that a little bit of the, just a tiny wisp of the red wool. And you've done this before because you know how to roll wool into a small oblong shape. You've done everything, done it with the other shapes as well. It's just on a smaller scale, which always means you have to be extra careful with your fingers. So then stab it down to secure the shape, and then shape it a little bit more, stabbing into it. We're coming to the end of the hour, so I don't want to overrun massively. I'm gonna get this finished quite quickly now. And once you've got a nice little shape, you're gonna put this in front of the face of the teddy bear, and you're gonna stab around the edge just how you fasten the head onto the body, so you're not flattening the little snout that you've just needle felted. You're gonna stab that on just to catch the fibers around the edge of that red little snout. And then you can stab a bit more into it if you want to make it a bit more shapely, or flatten it a bit more, or firm it up a little bit. And then you're going to use a little bit of the black to give him a black little nose. Stab a little blob onto the, oh gosh, what have I got here now? Very bent needle. I hate that when it happens. Bent needles are the worst. It's kind of, I don't want to chuck them away yet, but I really should. And oh, this needle is not so good either. It is actually so much is in the choice of a needle, and I always start the workshop because I do most of my needle felting at my other desk. I have all my best needles across there. So yes, anyway. You're probably meant to use a medium needle, whatever it says on the instructions. So get a little black nose on there. I don't know if you can see this, and you can give it a little line underneath for a smiley mouth as well. Just felt that on, make it a friendly bear. And if you stab sort of a little bit deeper into it, you don't just have the line on there, you have actually got the shape of the mouth in there as well. So there he is. He's got no eyes, but we're going to give him eyes now. But first of all, we're going to make a little black mark where the eyes are going. For this, you don't need to pre-shape this very much at all. You can literally just lay it onto the area where you want the eyes to go and just keep stabbing continuously in sort of a circular way, and the wool just gets magically pulled in. I'll try it with a slightly coarser needle, and then it goes a bit faster. So it's actually quite nice to have the eyes, the black sort of spilling out a little bit and not too precise a line. But what I'm going to show you is there is another way of doing it, and it might be easier for you to see what I'm doing next. Because I've got my eyes here. I'm going to take them out of the little bag. And of course I'm going to put them on my super duper magnet. Here we go. Ta-da! There's already one there, but it's not the right size. You can recycle our paper bags. Don't chuck them in the bin. Put them in the recycling. And what I'm going to show you is with a black you won't see so well what I'm doing. But basically you're going to insert either your needle, or if you have an awl. This is one of the awls that we stock now. They come in a set of 2. I really like them. If you have an awl, poke the awl into the head to make a hole. There. You can see there's a hole there now. You can do exactly the same thing with your needle. You just have to be careful on both occasions that you don't poke yourself. And with the needle you have to be extra careful not to break it. And then you insert the eye into that hole. Okay, so that it sits in there. Now, you might like it better that way, or you might like it with a bit of black around it. But in any case, if I show you, you can do it either way. So I'm going to put the eye in here now, which you can't see that I've actually done it. But if you have done it this way first, you can now actually, let's glue them in first. So to glue them in, just take your stick it glue pen, add a tiny dab of glue behind the eye. It will dry clear. Do the same on both eyes, if you're happy with the position of the eyes, that is. Now to get the black surround, you can do exactly the same even after you've put the eyes in, and you don't even have to sort of shape it very much. You can felt around the eye. The bead or the glass pin of the eye will just poke through the wool, and you can just put the wool around it. So there are two ways of doing this with the eyes, and they look completely identical, so it's not like you've done anything that looks suddenly weird. Now you have got extra wool left here, and that wool can be used to give your teddy bear more of a cover here where it looks like you've attached the arms. So you're just literally adding a bit of dusting, almost like a dusting over the shape to smooth it out. You can also give your teddy bear more of a bottom, so he can have a more of a sticky out bottom or a little tummy by just adding more wool into place. And I know I'm rushing this now because I want to get to the end, but I will just show you very quickly how you're going to add the pads to the paws. It's very simple, but very time consuming, so you can take all the time you want. But you're basically aiming for 4 pads. So if you think of 1, 2, 3 small ones and 1 bigger one, and all you do is you have your little bit of wool. Start maybe with a bigger one. Oh, it's gone. Felt it down at the bottom here. Mind your fingers. Then you use a smaller version. Sometimes it helps to put the wool on the tip of your needle, if you can't sort of put it right into the place, and then push it in. 1. I twist this in between my fingers into a little ball. 2. Felt it down. Looks like a little face now. And then the 3rd one. And then you repeat this on all the other 3 pads, and that will complete your bear. Now, to make the heart, we do have a heart tutorial already on our YouTube channel, so you can definitely watch that. Oh, and the one thing that I haven't said is we have signed up on Facebook to receive stars. If you feel you want to give us stars, which is basically a little contribution towards our costs of running these live streams, you are more than welcome to do that. We are very grateful, however, we don't expect it. So please don't feel obliged, but if you want to do it, then we say thank you from the bottom of our heart. But if you can't do it, we understand why. It's absolutely fine. So I wanted to show you, if you were to give your teddy bear a little bit of a bottom, you can actually layer up the wool, so make it more of a little wad, and then put it into the place where you want the bulk to be built up. Felt it around the edges first, so make sure the base stays flat, because so you can sit nice and firmly on his bum, and then felt it down gently, not to flatten the wool entirely, but just to sculpt it into place so that he has a bit of a sticky out bottom there, and that will finish him off nicely. And that was a very fast bear that I've made in an hour for you. You've got a very special bear to look forward to as one of our licensed products, which is Tatty Teddy. I'm very excited to bring him to you, and if you can do this bear, you will definitely be able to do Tatty Ted. So this is a good practice run to get you ready for a very famous special bear. And if you want to see how you can use the felt to give your little creature, say a scarf or even a waistcoat, I'm just going to show you this very quickly. All you need is a piece of felt, and then you need some scissors. Where are my nice scissors? Don't know where they are. Anyway, to give him a scarf, you just cut a strip of the felt. We love this felt because it's very strong, but also very thin. There. You can stretch the felt a bit by just teasing it gently. Don't tear it, but you can stretch it. Make it a bit longer and thinner, especially if you've cut it quite thick. And then give him a little scarf. You can even tie it into a bow. If you wanted to make a waistcoat, just cut enough felt that you know will reach around your teddy bear. So about that much there. And not very long. That will do. Not very straight either. I'm surprised these scissors still cut so much wire with it. And then all you need to do is fold the fronts in, because that will be the front of the waistcoat, and then you're just going to cut some generous holes into the sides for his arms. So you can do this probably pretty much freehand. So now you've got a little waistcoat. You can round off these edges, you can round off the bottom edges, depends if you want a collar that is pointy or not. And then you just got to fit it onto him. So you can dress him, put the little waistcoat on there. It's got the same color scarf, which is probably not the best thing to showcase his little waistcoat. Let's take the scarf off so you can see the two separate shapes. He's got his little waistcoat. You can fold the front down for a little collar, and you can even you could even felt it on a bit just to keep it in place. Felt it down, put a little button there. You can even felt a little bit of a different color. How cute is that? That looks like he's got a little red button on the front. And that's a bit of a bonus, but this is basically how you can make a very quick, cute little waistcoat. And that is a free tutorial on our website, as well as on, what was that noise now? As well as on our, what's it called? YouTube channel. That's what it's called. Anyway, you weren't expecting him to wear clothes, were you? So there you go. This is a little bonus from me to you. And I'm going to just have a quick look if I've forgotten. Oh yes, I have. Craft for Crafters workshops. If you are coming to the West Point Exeter show for Craft for Crafters, March 30th to April the 1st, no April's Fool that is, you can actually book onto a workshop with me. Now, you can either go for a toadstool house or a little fox, but what's also new is that we're starting you off with one of our kits, namely an A4 seascape landscape, which is a new kit we sell now, and you're going to get that even cheaper what it normally costs, plus an hour's worth of tuition of how to start you out, and then you take it home and you can finish it. So you get an hour to get you started. Also, not to forget, please do sign up for our Checkered Skipper butterfly workshop. I think it pings because I'm only meant to do this for an hour, so I'm overrunning, I think. But anyway, have you signed up for this yet? It is happening on the March the 10th, 11th, from 10 to 11. And you're supporting the butterfly conservation and the very precious butterfly, the Checkered Skipper. And you have to go directly to the butterfly conservation, which is butterfly-conservation.org/checkered-skipper checkered felting checkered kit. No, checkered? Why do I say that? Hyphen. What is it? butterfly-conservation.org/checkered-skipper felting kit. Goodness sake. Well, you can read it yourself. You'll never remember it the way I say it. Anyway, this is up for grabs now. Go and get it so you get it in time for the 11th of March, where you can watch me doing this live, and you can make it along. We can have a bit of fun. I'm keeping you busy. This is your social diary all sorted for the next 2 to 3 weeks. So thank you so much for watching today. I'm just going to have a quick look if I've forgotten anything. Oh yes, do have a look on our clearance site. We do need to, we've got a room full of stuff we want to get rid of because we can't keep it. It's got to go. We're slashing the prices left, right and center. Do go and have a look. There's assorted wools, there's some winter kits still, there's lucky dips, there's pre-felt, there's hedgehog material, and there's doll making stuff, amongst other things. So do check it out because you might just get that bargain that you're looking for. That's it. I'm done. I'm done. Yes, this was a very stressful evening, but I've chilled completely with you by my side. So thank you very much for doing this. And I love being here with you, and I hope you enjoyed making a teddy bear as much as I did. And he's dressed. He's not going to be cold. And this is actually natural flush. It started when I was getting a little bit stressed with the technical hiccups at the beginning, but which you don't know about. Well, yeah, actually, you saw some of them. So, yeah, you can have a laugh at my expense. I don't mind. Anyway, take care, and I will see you next week with the Crocus Fairy. Bye.